Hello. So today we will be going through the brand new Origin of Earth Ancient event. So this will be our first look at this event, but in general we'll be going through things to look out for, the ways to get more tickets, that sort of thing. So first of all, if we click on the new floating island, we get a gift from the ancients. Please accept this gift so that you can get a head start on your journey to collect all of the new dragons. And we are welcomed by this screen here. So the first thing are the ancients coming in this event. The first ancient is of course Fundiju, who is the chest dragon, and he's an ancient earth and metal dragon. The other dragon that we have is Tezaquaver, who is an ancient earth and shadow dragon. And to get Tezaquaver, you need to get the brand new toy fairy, the new reptilian, and skunk dragons. So they're available through different methods. Skunk being the double trouble dragon, and one being the ancient chest dragon. Well, the other two. But aside from that, we also have Mr. Polveles, who is an ancient earth and wind dragon, and Polveles is the dragon board reward dragon. And then when we collect all of these ancients, we can unlock the ancient ultimate reward in Roger, who is an ancient divine and earth dragon. So that's all of them in game. You can see all of them in the bottom right, the main rewards for the event. But we've got a few dragons that we want to get our hands on. But first things first is the Dragon Board event. So this is the Dragon Board screen, and again we're going to have the 6 quests that we're going to have to complete, and we need to complete all 6 of these to unlock a 7th bonus quest, and that is what we will be doing. So this is the Dragon Board. So if you've ever seen the Origin of Plant event, or any of the other ancient events that we've done, this is normal. This is what the board looks like. We also have Milestone Rewards, so based on how many of these Earthstone currencies we have, or that we spend total, we will unlock various rewards in game. So first thing is, we're going to roll and see what we get. So we're going to roll 2 dice, and every single time that we do this, this will count towards a number on the bingo. So you'll see that we've got a blue tile here, and we rolled a 2, and it will be a blue that we land on, so then that'll complete that part of the bingo. So for example, we've got a 5, and that's going to be a purple tile, so it's going to count on that 5. A blue 4, we're going to go on that one. One of the changes between this event is that we will be getting event currency for every single time we open up the blue chest this time, and not a separate reward dragon. And we will also still be trying to focus on purple tiles. We also have this double trouble meter, which we will be doing our first battle for now. The way to get more points or more score for that is to roll 2 dice and they both land on the same number. So yes, there's not a lot you can do to really change that. But well, here we are again, Nedders. I won't pretend to know why Kronos decided it was my turn to accompany you instead of Aya. I mean, Aya has a sort of personability that you kind of lack, but you can understand dragons really well, so I'm sure that's why Kronos... Ha! I've got plenty of personability. Watch, I won't even make fun of that Cowpoke dragon's ridiculous mustache. Welcome to the new Dragonlandian settlements, travelers. We don't often get new humans, so this is a cause for celebration. Let me guess, to celebrate you guys, that's right, we have a rootin' tootin' battle. Yeehaw! I mean, that's a thing, I guess. But essentially every time you hit a set amount of doubles that are required for each battle, which we do have the numbers for that, you will unlock a battle to complete, and doing that will reward you with ancient tickets, and we'll use those to open up chests. So now for chapter 2, again we need a singular double, so we'll hope for another double and we'll be able to do that one. But in the past, I'm going to tell you that it's really important that you try and focus on hitting the purple tiles and trying to get as many purple chests unlocked by hitting the green as possible. So bingo is going to be useful in some regard, but it's mainly about hitting the purple tiles mainly, which I've not done this time, just as an example of how the rolling works. But I guess let's do another battle as well, because we got the other one. What's wrong? You look more worried than usual. Are you thirsty? It is pretty dry around here. It's just the last time Kronos sent us to the past, everything was covered in this big, lush forest, but now that's all gone. I hope nothing bad happened when Aya and I left the forest. There were still tensions between the ancient dragons and people. And now the trees are gone, and Dragonlandia is a prairie. Certainly a dramatic change. Nothing dramatic about good, fertile earth, little humans. And with the farming knowledge your kind passed on to us, life's never been better. In fact, the only thing that made this day better is a rousing battle. What did you two think? I could use a break from field work anyhow. So yeah, it seems we're dealing with a lot of farm dragons at the moment. But again, all that we have to do is clear this battle, and we will have a plan to hopefully score as many doubles as we can. But you know, you can't really change it outside of your RNG dice rolling. So good luck. Chapter 3 is going to require 2 doubles, and you know, you'll keep going and going and going. But what you want to be doing is, if you are going to be trying to score the most amount of points, you might want to be finishing off rows and columns if there's only like one of the items, one of the numbers left. Like if you just have a purple 1, it might be worth continuing to go just so that you can unlock that for a tiny bit of bonus currency. But overall, the main goal is going to be do your quests, as in all of your 6 quests, unlock this 7th bonus quest, and then move on from there. So that is what we're going to do now. So of course we've got various quests, but we have the gold collecting quest, which just consists of collecting gold. We do have the feeding quest, which means add a brand new level 1 dragon to your island, feed it up. Nice and simple quest, and you can do these very, very quickly. So then I'm going to sell him. There you go, he's done. Then we've also got breeding quests, which for 200 points in the past, the war dragons used to be the go-to. So what we will do is we'll try out the war dragon combo, because we've had a few changes happening to the breeding quests over time and the amount that you can earn for it. So I'm going to test this right now. If we breed a war dragon, that does give us the 200 event currency that we need, which is fantastic, which means that for the entire event, if you just keep breeding war dragons in one of your breeding dens, you should get 100% of the breeding quests done. It does kind of depend on when you log in though, so keep all of that in mind. And then with food, people often ask what the best food is. You can have some 6-hour food farms planted and you can collect those slowly. But, of course, another really good food is spring cherry. It's only an hour wait, and you can collect all the event currency if you're logging in for that. So that is what I am going to do. So that is the general, I guess, introduction to some of these quests. We've also got catch creatures and win battles as the final 2. So if you've ever played a castle event before, a previous Dragon Board event, you know, the quests are going to be the exact same thing. 28 days of just doing the exact same quests over and over again. 6-hour timers, which is going to make it difficult to log in for a lot of people at set time frames. So keep that in mind. My timers are incredibly tight for when I can access the game and all that sort of thing. And with ancient events before, I've only missed, I think it's 2-3 days worth of resets max, and that was too many. I didn't get one of the ancients, so it's very, very tight. You need to be logging in for close to every single reset if this event has numbers similarly to what we've seen before. So it looks like the creatures aren't spawning in. I have heard some bug reports about that happening, so I guess we'll wait for that to happen. We do also have a collection event here, which has the Jinqui dragon, which is the Dragon of the Week. We have Ivory, which is in the dungeon, and we've got Razor Helm, which is kind of an annoying collection because you need both the dungeon and the Dragon of the Week, and I've already got all of those dragons, but I'm gonna have to hatch all of them again. That's a thing. But moving on from that, Bottomless Dungeon. Very, very important part of this event is that you are grinding the dungeon. Because the dungeon, of course, is the special Ancient Dungeon version, which means you'll be getting Ancient tickets for every single dungeon chest that you open up. And I cannot stress this enough. If you were here for Divine Fest, which was, you know, essentially the same thing, just weeks of dungeon grinding, you're gonna be doing the same thing this time as well. So at the very beginning of the dungeon week, you're gonna be wanting to get as many KOs as you possibly can. Ideally, you always want to be focusing on the quests, and like I've always said, if you want to focus on the quests and do super grind mode, ideally you'd use lower level dragons and then move on to your higher level dragons. But in the first few sort of, I guess, resets of the dungeon, most important thing is going to be getting your KO count as high as possible. Because you want to get a high KO count, get 2 KO bonuses so that you get more attack and you get more HP, and that's what your early game runs are going to be focused on, or really they should. Again, if you could do both, if you can implement those lower level dragons and then move on to the higher levels, you know, focus on the quests and then focus on this, that's the true ideal. But if you're like me, you might not have a lot of time to do some of the resets, and at the very least focusing on getting a lot of KOs in the initial stages so that you can get those KO bonuses is really important. Of course, in dungeon, the other thing to remember is that you're probably going to need a healer and you're going to need a shielder. Ideally, if you want to have longer runs, that would be, you know, an Ancient Divine Exception dragon. But not everyone's going to have, you know, Bahajir and those other dragons. So in that case, it's not the end of the world. So it's not like you are destined to fail in dungeon. There are a few key things that will determine essentially how successful you are in the dungeon. Logging in frequently, of course, is going to be the best way to build up your score. And at the same time, you might want to be careful with the sigils you put on your team, which is the reason I have not put any additional sigils on mine yet. But you want to have a healer so that you can stay alive. You're going to want to have Ancient for the later stages of your runs so that you can, you know, get more KOs happening. But you need to be grinding this dungeon if you want to get the tickets to get Fundiju. Because we don't have any additional events going on during this month this time. It's just mainly the dragon event, as in the Ancient event, and that's mainly it. So, unless, I don't remember if I need to bless or not, I'm going to do it anyway. But, as part of this event, it's mainly going to come down to logging in every 6 hours, doing that dragon board stuff, and, you know, grinding this dungeon for those tickets for Fundiju. That's what it's going to come down to. So, I do wish you the best of luck with all of your RNG luck. Because, you know, we're going to be opening up a lot of loot boxes. We're going to be probably pulling out a lot of hairs, hoping for a lot of full drops. And it is confirmed that full drops for each of the dragons do still exist. So, in a moment, as soon as we end up losing this part of our dungeon run, we could keep grinding. I don't care too much to right now. But we do have confirmation for, according to the wiki numbers, that indeed we do have full drops available, and I've actually seen a couple of screenshots from people where they have gotten a 500 drop. So of course you'll see it happen, that just as you start talking about someone or it being incredibly unlikely that someone's going to be a full drop, of course it's going to come out of nowhere just to try and prove you wrong, right? It's happened many a time, many a time. I'm still waiting for my full drop game loft, you know, my times 500 ancient drop. You know, if you wanna provide that for me, I mean, I won't be against it. I'm not expecting it, but if it happens, it happens. But again, it looks like we're gonna be finishing off this run in a second. The plant's going to, it's gonna do us in. It's really gonna do us in. So, sayonara dungeon run for now, but it's just an example. Even in the first round, it depends on how it is. If our Nezha gets targeted here, we're gonna get taken out by plant anyway. And there we go. That's gonna be the end of Nezha. Rest in ripperonis, Nezha. Should have tried healing, but I think this is gonna be the end. So we got to 40 KOs. It's fine. You know, could be worse. Could be better, could be worse. But you know, mainly going to be about logging in, getting those KO counts to boost the KO score, and in this version of the dungeon, the sort of chests I'm going to go for, I'd suggest mainly opening up almost all of the chests if you want to have a go for ivory and you want to get the ancient tickets, because of course the true best one to open is that multi-open purple chest, but on the way there, you can open most of the chests. The only one that I wouldn't suggest you open are going to be the blue chests towards the end of the event. So this one, this one, this one are probably going to be a bit expensive. Maybe this one. I'm not certain. When we get there, I'll 100% confirm the numbers. But sort of the mid to after mid section blue chests, they're not really worth opening. This early one here, just about worth it, so we'll open this one. That gives us times 5 tickets. You know, keep logging in, keep getting more tickets. Every ticket you open could be a times 500 drop. And so just to confirm this while we are going through, if we open up the main event screen again and we go to our ancient chesties, average number of rewards per 100 ancient chests opened, it does show that for every 100 chests, they expect us to get 28 pieces of Fundiju. And it does say that we have the chance of getting 1 to 500 pieces of Fundiju, 1 to 100 of the brand new legendary Toy Fairy. Then we've also got 1 to 100 of Tropic, 1 to 80 of the Epics, and 1 to 40 of the Rare. Of course, we've also got special tiles that are available, VIP, food, and gold. So newer players will find that they'll get a lot of bonus food and gold while we're opening these. And plus, we'll probably get... Oh, I like that tile there with Fundiju's head. But we'll probably also be getting quite a lot of enchantment materials, which I know people have been desperate for with the arena changes. But like I said, coming back to the wiki, we do have the event pages for the Dragon Board event now. But in terms of the ancient chests themselves, these are the numbers that we've got on here so far. And it's showing that the chance to get a times 500 Fundiju is at 0.011%. So assuming that these numbers are accurate, you've got the same chance of getting a full drop Fundiju as you do a full drop Toy Fairy and a full drop Tropic. And for the full drop Epics, it's 0.014, which is an extra 0 for Fundiju and the Legends. And if we want to compare this to the ancient chests from the Origin of Plant event, the drop rates have actually gone down. So during the Origin of Plant event, the drop chances were 0.002% for a 500, but this time 0.001%. So it has gone down, and it might not seem like a lot of difference, but 0.002 down to 0.001%, it actually does make a difference. And either way, it's not likely. It's really not likely for either of them, but it's incredibly unlikely you're going to get a full drop. You could have it happen, but it's going to be complete luck whether it happens. So if you want to, you can also purchase the Earthstone Shrine, which is something that you can purchase, which will generate 1200 Earthstone Shrine, or I guess Earth currency, in a day. Not in a day, sorry. Capacity is 1200, it's 50 per hour. That was me misspeaking. Slap me, silly. That's not what I meant. Anyway, capacity of 1200, earning rate of 50 event currency per hour, and it's £3.29 for me on sale, so it's probably about $4 to any American players, and that's at 60% off at the beginning of the event. So it's cheaper if you are going to buy the shrine to buy it early, and then you'll have a little decoration to put on your islands. Very cool, very cool. But you gotta decide whether you want to buy this now, because it will obviously help you get more event currency, and that may be the difference between getting Polveles or not. It might also not. It might not be necessary at all for you. But logging in every 6 hours, doing every single quest, that's the main important thing. And the required chests for Polveles, I believe, has gone down to 220, because again, we won't have any other super secret bonus events happening during this month. It's just going to be dungeon board, mainly. So that's the thing. And again, don't forget that Jinqui, we may already have it, but if we wanted to get Nocturne, we do actually need to hatch and breed this dragon again, which is going to be Cyborg and Snow. So I guess we will enable our second breeding den to do this. I do kind of want Nocturne. I do kind of want him. So if we breed these two together, we got all of these possible outcomes. There's a few different ones. And if we breed Cyborg and Snow, we got an 11-hour breeding time. So then if we open up DML Planner, we do have the breed on here. And yeah, we just got an 11-hour with VIP breeding time, which is actually Rust. So we actually want to look for a 17-hour, 36-minute breeding time with VIP. So we haven't been successful for Jinqui this time, maybe next time, but Nocturne in Midnight Rendezvous is going to be a little bit of a pain. A little bit of a pain. Do we have a duplicate Razor Helm, or am I going insane? Razor? Do we have a duplicate of you? I guess not. So that's going to be a dragon that we'll have to get as well. So keep all of that in mind when you are progressing. Ah, there we are. We're at 25 out of 80. So we will have to collect some pieces for Razor Helm. So we will be opening some chests. But one last thing before I do go. Remember that you probably don't want to be spending 100% of your tickets at all times, because sometimes the 7th quest in the Dragon Board event will ask you to spend event tickets. So unless that quest has changed, which I don't believe it has, you may need to have a stockpile of, say, 10 tickets, and it may ask you to use them for the 7th quest. So keep that in mind. Try and at least have a few tickets spare so that you can unlock and complete that 7th quest. Creatures I really wish you'd spawn in, but I guess we don't have that sort of luck. But generally speaking, that is everything that you should really need to know about this ancient event, these new ancient dragons, and all of that sort of thing. While I go and, I was going to say while I go and do the arena, I can explain some more, but arena is closed. Dungeon will be coming back off cooldown soon. So again, dungeon grind, dungeon grind, dungeon grind, log in every 6 hours, do all of these quests, and primarily you should be prioritizing the purple tiles, but do remember that if you want to land on this green tile, if you get a 6, you will actually get 2 keys of your choice when you land on a purple, not on a purple, on a green tile. So if we'd been 6 tiles away from this green one, and we'd rolled a 6 and landed on the green one, we would have been able to get a purple chest unlocked this time. Because don't forget that as we go through these checkpoints, I'll show you now, we actually lose the keys that we've collected, and then we have to, well, we have to collect them again. So that means that before you get to that green tile, or as you land on it, you want to be collecting your 3rd purple key. So you'd have the choice here. Either you could try and go for a 6 to land on this green to get a double, or we can re-roll to try and hit this purple tile here. So we'd be looking for a 2, for example, which sometimes luck will not be on your side. It won't. And re-rolling is, of course, cheaper than, you know, just let's do it for an example. If I click on there, we've re-rolled, it costs 50 each, whereas to roll 2 dice, it costs 200. This time it's given us the purple that we wanted, so it's not too bad. But I will suggest that it's probably a good idea to land on the blue tiles more often than the yellow tiles. But your true goal is still going to be those purple tiles, to stack them up so that you can try and go for Polveles. But like all things, don't spend all of your event currency, and also take into account the bingos that you need to land on the greens, because if you really need to finish off a full house for the bingo, which means getting every single one of these crossed off, you're going to need to be hitting the green tile every single time you come to it. So not passing over it, you'll always want to be hitting the green tile. So we did there, that's going to give us our third purple and give us a ancient chest, which gives us 1 piece of Polveles, excellent materials, and gives us 1 out of 220. So Polveles will be automatically unlocked if we unlock 220 purple chests. So it's the same as it was before in that regard. You know, it works the same way the Dragon Board event always has, except we don't have the bonus events this time. So that's something you want to think about as you are progressing, and just log in. This is the ultimate elite strat for guaranteeing, on average, the most success is to log in. So I guess we'll do our final Double Trouble battle for now, and then I will say my adios. It does look like it's putting us against level 120 dragons nearly, which is interesting. We should be okay though. This is amazing. Dragons tending the land using technology? Dad would be totally blown away. You'd mentioned things were still messy between humans and dragons in the past. Could this mean that the conflict has been patched up? Oh, good day to you humans. If you're talking about our troubled history, it's not much of a concern anymore. I mean, we've got the great Fundiju to watch over your kind and make sure they don't start making trouble. The great Fundiju? Sounds like interesting enough to spell trouble. Say, could you point us to this Fundiju? Well, I am pretty busy with these flowers, but I'd give you a pointer in exchange for a battle. Okay, Garden Dragon, I'll take you up on your offer. Yeah, I'll do it. See, the difference between having dragons with sigils and not sigils is like 20, 30, nearly 40 levels of difference. It's crazy. But anyway, that is Chapter 3. Chapter 4 will require another 2 doubles, and again, we'll keep hoping for double RNG, double RNG, double RNG over and over again. And I said I was going to leave. Let's get our other purple chest here. Look at this. This is the exact luck I'd be hoping for. Let's get this purple, we get on the white, and then we can get another purple chest. There you go. There's chest number 2. And because we passed over the white checkpoint, we do also get a free chest of every single color type. So we're going to get a purple chest, a yellow chest, and some event currency back out of the blue chest. So getting a full lap gives us bonus chests, and hitting those purple tiles will also give you more. So that is the way that we've gotten ancients from this in the past. So I guess we will continue to do our grinding. Unless anything has changed, I don't think it really has too much. That is the gist behind these ancient events. So rinse and repeat what we know and continue on. But it looks like these creatures aren't going to spawn in, so I'm going to try closing my game, reloading the game, see if they reload in. Sometimes it's very buggy, not going to lie, we're very buggy, so I kind of want to get that finished before next reset comes, otherwise I'm going to miss the bonus quest already, and finishing quests on the first reset of the event wouldn't be setting a very good precedent, would it? But anyway, that is the Origin of Earth event. I do wish you the best of luck. I hope that you can get a full drop for all the dragons you want, if that should be what you're going for. Again, make sure you check out some of the wiki pages for the ancient chests, the Origin of Earth page, because it does have some preliminary information about where to get each dragon, you know, cost of ancient tickets, and plus it does have the full event dialogue already. So if you really wanted to read it, you could find it all now. which would be interesting, I suppose. But I'm sure this will keep getting updated, and any information that does change, like maybe the ancient chest numbers will change, but right now, it's looking less likely that we're going to get full drops. Right now. But I will update you if the numbers change and if anything else changes in general. But for now, I appreciate you joining me. If you do have any other questions, feel free to hit us up in my Discord server. You know, the link should be in the description. But may your RNG luck be good, and I hope for all of us that we get some good stuff out of this event.